quarter-final between Belgium and India. Who's getting behind Belgium? And who's supporting India?
Hello there and welcome along to the last quarter-final of day 4. It's match 16 of the Hero Champions Trophy and it's Belgium versus the host India. We're coming to you from the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar and the crowd are here to celebrate. A few England fans remaining, supporting India. England, having lost their game, will now face Argentina. Germany, having beaten England, will face Australia in that half of the pool. Now, which one of these two teams will face Pakistan in the second semi-final? Will it be India? They made it that far in 2012 in Melbourne. Or will it be Belgium? Belgium ranked 4th in the world. India currently ranked 9th. So Belgium very much the favourites. But India, of course, with that amazing win the other night against the Netherlands when they beat the world number 2 side by 3-2. Something for Belgium to worry about slightly. Very lucky to be joined by the Honourable Justice Sri A.K. Patnaik, a retired judge of Supreme Court of India. He joins us this evening and is escorted out there by Alana Norman, the CEO of Hockey India, meeting both captains ahead of this one, John Doman of Belgium and Sarar Singh, the number 8 for India. Everyone takes their place for the national anthems. Huge round of applause for the host nation here at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. It's India versus Belgium for a place in the semi-final against, well, it will either be Pakistan for the winners or the Netherlands for the losers. Here's how both sides line up. Belgium start with Vanash in goal, Van Doren, Domen, Coisters, Bockard, Stockbrooks, Briels, Denea, Gunyard, Leipart and Cousins in the starting 11 for Belgium, and Jeroen Delmy. 7 goal scorers for Belgium of their 7 goals. Finished second in Pool A behind England. England, we know, having lost to Germany today, will face Argentina. Jeroen Delmy will be hoping to bypass India in this quarter-final and set up a semi-final encounter against Pakistan. So then on to India. Srijesh in goal, Rupinder, Gajinder, Kotajit, Manpreet, Sardar Singh the captain, Gubaj, Dinesh, Sunil. Keep eye out for the pace of him. Number 24, Akash Deep and Raman Deep in the starting 11 for Roland Altmans. A wonderful result the other night against Altmans' Dutch. That's where he's from originally. But the Dutch not turning up on that day in particular, and the India side rampant and won that game 3-2. Can they carry that forward now into this game? Another Dutchman there, Cohen van Bungie, takes charge of the far end, and our other umpire for this one, Li Kang Chen of China. So 4 periods of 15 minutes, 60 minutes of hockey in total. Both keepers check their goals. Srijesh there, back in goal after Harjot put in a great performance for India the other night. It's down to business. Quarter-final number 4, the final match on day 4. And it is Belgium to get us started. So there we go, confirmation of this 4th and final quarter-final showdown between Belgium and India from Bhubaneswar in India. 2014 Men's Hockey Champions Trophy in full swing here now as Sardar Singh picks up the ball in the midfield. This is Rupinder at the back with Gajinder on this near side, this left-hand touchline as we look at it here from the commentary box. Sardar again in the heart of midfield as Coisters, goal scorer the other night for Belgium. Rupinder just keeping things calm in these early exchanges. Joining me for this one and for all the matches, Simon Mason, the former England and GB goalkeeper. He's had a watchful eye over all the players and the teams in this tournament. India versus Belgium, another mouth-watering prospect, isn't it, Simon?
It is indeed, and this is one that's really, really tough to call during the course of this quarter-final day. We've made some predictions, not all of them right, but they were more obvious predictions. But here, this is a real tough one. What I find most interesting is going to be the PC matchup. Both the teams, I think, have got three of the most interesting characters. The Belgians with Bone and Loipaert and Cousins, and the Indians with Rapindapal and Raghunath and Gajinder, all of whom capable of troubling even the world's best keepers.
Great ball off there from Dinesh. Unfortunately, it was an air shot which caused a bit of danger and means Belgium will have the ball back. Kostic just playing that soft underarm pass to try and play in Dinesh. So Belgium in red, attacking that goal away to the right-hand side, but deep in their own territory at the moment. India sitting back at about a half-court press and just inviting Belgium forward. This is the captain of Belgium, John Doman. Short interchange of passes. Loipaert to Van Doren with the ball forward, the diagonal ball that didn't quite find its target, which was Cousins there on the near touch line.
The player that ball went past in the first instance, I'd expect to do more than Ayer during the course of this game if the Belgians are going to come out of this with something. He's been quiet during the course of this week and he just needs to get more involved.
There's a bobbly ball which Belgium will now have a free hit as a consequence. All the way back over to this right side with Dinea. Loipaert thinks about going in towards goal, but India working hard here off the ball to protect that line to goal. Is there a way through for Belgium and into the circle? Here's a chance. Gunyard on the spin. Pinder was the man that scurried it away. Sunil fouled off the ball by the Belgian defender, which was number 12, Gauthier Bocard.
Bocard with impressive speed. Anybody who can keep up with Sunil anywhere on the pitch, never mind cutting across your own midfield line, deserves a round of applause because he is probably one of the fastest men in world hockey at the moment.
Some premature celebrations back at the hotel after India beat the Netherlands in their last pool game to finish third and to set up this showdown with Belgium in the quarter-final. Reception on the hotel staff very keen to greet India with a bottle of champagne on arrival. Not quite yet. Still a long way to go in this tournament. We're down to the business end of things with this final quarter-final showdown between these two sides. We talked a little bit about some of the surprises of today. Well, Pakistan beat the Netherlands, the world number 2, in the first quarter-final of the day by 4 goals to 2. Goals for Butta Imran and 2 for Irfan, as Pakistan booked their place in the semi-finals. Also Australia beating Argentina. Now India looking to book their place in the semis. A chance inside the circle. First penalty corner. Back for a shot. Ramandeep. And Akashdeep was on the far post looking for that tip-in.
Somehow Loipaert's got a touch on this. Sunil spins to try and win the corner. Comes out to the top. Ramandeep. And it's Loipaert at the bottom of his stick into the turf to deflect it past that far post.
Gajinder to Raghunath now as they look to rebuild from the defence. Good work, lovely first-time ball from Darren Veer. Sunil couldn't get anything in of it, and Ramandeep tracks back. Garbage. Pinder now forward again, looking strong down that right-hand flank. Uthappa with deflection for a long corner.
Ramandeep and Akashdeep are two players who've done very well in terms of where they've got to, but they need to get more out of the ball. Uthappa goes flying as he tries not to take Briels out on the baseline.
And take himself out. 10 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Gunyard. Dangerous run. Little ball bobbled up off Dokier. India ball. Raghunath covered back by Dokier and recovered. Here's Bone. Bobbles one through. Tense times for India as they try to fight the sideline. It'll be a long corner. Still Belgium 0, India 0 inside the first quarter if you're just joining us. Welcome on board. Final quarter-final. Final place to be decided. Who will face Pakistan in the semi-final on Saturday? What a showdown that could be if India can get past Belgium. Belgium, of course, the world number 4. The Red Lions 5 places ahead.
And Ash has gone for a wander out of his circle. Great one-handed ball up the sideline.
Inventive player of the day so far. Little spin there again for Dokier, covered back. Don't think Utepu was the 5 metres required there. There's the Belgian coach. Undefeated so far, remember, Belgium. There's the first time ball in which the keeper could have let go, I think. Wasn't quite sure though, was he, Srijesh?
No, he wasn't quite sure at all. It hadn't touched in the D because it had been that slightest of deflections outside to change the angle of the attack. He just wasn't sure, and you never want to be made to look completely stupid by letting a soft one in.
Very hard for the teams to communicate in amongst the noise here as that ball escapes Tom Boone's final touch inside the circle. And it'll be a 16-yard hit. So 0-0. There is Bone, who's going to be going to the Mumbai team, new franchise in Mumbai for the Hockey India League. As Siddhar Singh now breaks through the heart of midfield. India now come forward. That's where they've looked strongest, coming down the right, but there Darren Veer unable to get a solid touch on that and bring the ball under control.
We spoke a moment ago about Danea in the midfield for Belgium, but I think Siddhar, whilst he's talismanic for this Indian team, he hasn't yet delivered the sort of passes and skills and dribbles and eliminations that we're used to seeing. He's looked a little bit apprehensive at times, possibly laboured physically.
A great first-time ball from Rapinder Pal cross-field, looking for Nikin. There is Siddhar Singh, number 8. If you don't know him, he is the leader, the heart of this Indian side. Definitely a player to look out for. Number 8, he's your man. You're new to hockey. Here is his opposing number 8. Van Orbel ducks inside. He'll chip over the stick as well. Guignard brings it under control to try and eliminate Darren Veer, and now Belgium try and open up a bit of space, ball forward. Reverse stick cross comes in. It's a bobbler and it's a penalty corner, but India may go for a video referral here. They have one if they wish to use it.
Well, the original ball in, I don't think was lifted dangerously. It had half pace on it, and it was in fact an Indian defender who plays the ball down into the turf. We see here it's a half hit in from Boccard. It takes a touch from, I think it's Raghunath in the end that it hits, but it takes a touch in the middle of the circle, touching it down and up into a teammate. Yeah, there, it's that reaching touch that actually eventually plays the ball up into Raghu.
Tom Bone sets at the head of the D. 1 goal in the tournament for him so far. This to make it 2. Bone from the head of the D. Number 1 runner is Raghu, who comes charging out. Where's that one for the team? And will now take his place back on the line, the baseline, ready to charge down another one. Maybe another glove as well. Let's have another look back at the corner.
Yeah, this is a brave charge down. It's hit him on his foot as he's jumped into it. And as bizarre as it sounds, I think his coach won't be happy with the fact that he jumped. He'd be expected to keep his feet on the floor to protect the channel.
Take 2. Belgium again. Bone from the head of the D. Deflection this time. Can they follow it in?
Oh, Sunil with a second phase save. Truly outstanding.
Now a chance for India to counter-attack. Nikin inside the 23. The far post loaded. Here's a chance to take the lead. India for 1-0. Smothered by Vanash and then shot wide. Well, it came from that response after Belgium's penalty corner. India straight back up the other end.
This is a delightful, wristy pass. Slightly too much from Dharamveer. Vanash getting on it. But what a great ball across. If his touch had been slightly softer, he could have got under that and over Vanash.
He also had Siddhar here as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he was diving. The ball's gone away from him. Vanash does well to get a full barrier down. Goes with his legs.
Things just starting to heat up, and Felix Danea not clearing off the ball. Coitus goes diving in. There's another clumsy tackle from Belgium. They're going to have to be careful here. 6 minutes remaining on the clock in the first quarter. Still Belgium 0, India 0. Both sides with chances in this first quarter. The deflection there takes it away. DePau. Little slip as well from Sunil, back up on his feet. Remember, has that aerial option if he wants it, chooses to go for it, and almost finds his target, Cousins, who was down that left-hand flank. Belgium, who finished 5th in the 2012 edition of the Champions Trophy when it was held in Melbourne. Won their final game 5-4 against Germany, pushing it all the way to extra time. For India, well, they made it all the way to the semis, but then ended up finishing 4th, losing it to Pakistan on that occasion. A chance to make those semi-finals again against Pakistan if they can win here this evening against Belgium. They've got the crowd behind them, another capacity crowd here at the Kalinga Stadium for the Hero Champions Trophy 2014.
Those little passages of play when it's the interchange between the Indian players. So Manpreet, man of the match the other night, was looking to link up with Sunil in front of him, and Ramandeep running further away from that.
Breels, there was a stick block there which the umpire didn't like. Manpreet Singh over the ball, wins the free hit. India have it back. Jinder with that huge aerial ball.
Penalised, because what he does when he does that is he drags it. It's not a flick off his wrist, and because he drags it for a metre, it allows the opponent to close the space down, and then the flick itself becomes dangerous. So taking that long, laboured drag actually penalises himself.
Loipart, cover tackle, comes crashing down. No, nothing too malicious in there on Loipart. It was just a trailing stick which forced him to slip over, but the ball is outside the 23-metre zone, so this can come straight in. Looking for the deflection, comes off a foot. Sadar Singh conceding the penalty corner. It'll be Belgium's 3rd penalty corner of the half and the 3rd of this first quarter.
It gets a tiny touch on the way through. The Belgian player on the edge of the circle, it changes the line as it comes in and catches Sadar on his right foot. Just he's standing slightly upright in the back of that defence, probably couldn't see through the upper bodies of the players in front of him.
Well, the game broken down into 4 quarters of 15 minutes, and we found the teams taking advantage by scoring at the end of each quarter, thus carrying that drive and momentum through the rest of the game. And Belgium have a chance here to open the scoring against the hosts. Benaya is at the head of the D. Takes the flick, keeps it low, and it squeezes in on that near post. And Belgium have the lead. So it's Belgium 1, India 0. Denea the goal scorer.
Well, again, I'm not convinced this come out the circle. It's gone in low as we watch this come out to the head of the D. Does it come outside the line? It's so tight. Not a great bit of post manning from Danish. I think it's pretty close to being on the line. We'll see it in a moment. A replay. It goes through Srijesh. It's so tight. Srijesh's bottom left, and Denea, who we said had been quiet all week, suddenly wasn't one of the 3 flickers that we identified, buries it bottom corner.
His first goal of the tournament, and Belgium's first of this quarter-final showdown between Belgium and India. It's Belgium 1, India 0. Denea opening the scoring on 12 minutes. Let's see if India have some sort of response here. Belgium again coming forward. They've found the baseline. There's the crossfield ball, looking for the deflection. Taken across the baseline, this time by Manpreet. Just over 3 minutes left to play in the first quarter. Still a long way to go in this one. Loipart. Sunil can't reach it. Here's a clip hit across. Again, it was a little bit sloppy, the delivery there from Stockbrooks. Let's have a look back at this goal.
So out to the top, stop dead. If it goes out of that D, it's by a fraction of an inch. It's gone through the #1 runner. Sunil had to go with Srijesh even had to go with a big left foot. Danish, I just think, is in a really uncomfortable position. He either needs to be wider or he needs to be narrow with his stick out to his right foot. Manpreet Singh, sorry, rather than Danish.
Kamaya now with possession for India. Breels gathers it again for Belgium. Stockbrooks. Oh, lovely little chip. Drives in field as well, changing the angle. That's a lovely bit of play from the Belgian forward. Leaves the ball with Breels now. Cross-field ball takes a deflection off Cottagit. It'll be Belgian ball just outside the 23-metre again. Doman, the captain, with the restart. Here's Loipart. 2 minutes left to play. 2 minutes for India to find an equaliser in the first quarter if they can. It haven't really come to life as yet. No real clear shooting opportunities for India. They've had a few breakaways, a few counter-attacks, but no direct shots on goal for Roland Altman's side. is Loipart again. Belgium just enjoying a period of possession. And Sadar's foot, again it comes up. He'll come back for that foot on the edge of the dotted line. See if this is inside or out. I think it was just inside.
I'd agree with you, Mike. I think it's just inside, and it should limit what Loipart can do in terms of straight line delivery, but it's dropped away from Denea.
That didn't quite work out. You saw what they were trying to do. They were trying to bounce that ball back into Denea for the first touch. Denea with the goal that separates these two teams. His penalty corner converted. Belgium scoring 1 from 3. India then with a chance, with 1 minute left on the clock in the first quarter, to get something from it. Can they gather here? Yes, they can is the answer. Anyone in the circle, deflected ball in. It'll be a long corner as it goes across the baseline down the other end this time. Inside the final minute. All the way back now into their own half. Rapinda has Sadar to his left-hand side. Gajinda over on the left if they want to attack that flank, but India forced that ball down the right-hand channel, and it's just out of reach of the Maya, who couldn't gather.
Yeah, tough ball to expect the Maya to try and pick. Rapinda looking for the long slap, such long levers to create the power in the first instance. The Maya unable to get his stick over the top of it. Ball of that pace, you've got to have the stick almost at 90 degrees to the line of the pass, otherwise you're never going to stop the natural rotation of the ball away from you.
Ticks away. This will be the final play of the first quarter. Belgium 1-0 up through this man here, Denea. Will he just try and keep possession? No, ducks his way inside and tries to force it into the D. Play on, says the umpire. There goes the hooter for half-time. Belgium with the one and only goal in the half. At the end of the first quarter, it's Belgium 1, India 0. So Tom Bone we saw in action from the head of the D. Belgium earning 3 penalty corners, but it was Felix Denea who scored on 12 minutes to give Belgium the lead. Belgium still undefeated in the tournament so far. They've played 3, won 1, drawn 2, and this is a must-win game for both sides. The winner facing Pakistan in Saturday's semi-final. So for India, still a bit of work to do as they gather around their coach. Good vibe, a good feel in the Indian camp. Fortunate enough to be sharing a hotel with them, but the crowd yet to see any goals on the board for India. Hopefully the second quarter will bring goals and goals galore. They're enjoying themselves. Just under a minute till the restart, and the crowd, yes, can certainly play their part here. Well, plenty of players missing, a lot of the players as well. Some of the younger players, such as Mandeep, currently on a tour down under. Report that they beat New Zealand today by 6 goals to 0. A hat-trick for Harmanpreet. Goals for Paminda, Topo and Manpreet as well in that 6-0 win against New Zealand in the juniors tour down under. To achieve a similar goal line and score line here, the India side. Yeah, don't forget the D. You've got to get inside it to score a goal, anyone new to hockey. It'll be Belgium to pick up play, and the second quarter gets underway. Belgium lead by a goal to 0. Felix Denea converting a penalty corner in the first quarter. But India will have to come out guns blazing. Still a long way to go, still 45 minutes of hockey to play out there, and the game can turn on a sixpence. Thoughts on that first quarter, Simon?
Well, India just didn't take the ball or get the ball to the most dangerous positions that they have done over this tournament so far, down their own right-hand side.
There they go, spinning out ball into the circle. Was there a foot there? The first one, yes, there was. Came off Sunil. It then went into the foot of Bocard. So because it went into Sunil's foot first, Belgium get the ball.
Yeah, and it just rattled between 2 feet, didn't it? It was a great little crossfield run and dink, and it was Sunil's foot and then Bocard's foot. That's why there was no appeal. Maybe trying to overturn the umpire's decision. And as I said, it was going down the right-hand side for India, where it's real results that they were getting, and they need to get it higher up for Ranbir. Raghaну sometimes getting round there and just firing it across for the tip-ins and the pace of people like Sunil.
And Doran finds Thierry and acres of room. Denayer again on that reverse stick pick. A lot of players today have been struggling to pick that one down in the corner. I'm not sure if it's anything to do with the lights or just the extra pressure of these quarter-final bouts. Belgium resilient here and defending hard. They're defending really high up the pitch, which is making it hard for India to get out of these spaces. It's Gajinder who might opt to go for the aerial route. Keeps it low into Sadar in the midfield. Two players on him. Man marking him. Kotajit with a bit more space. Got his eyes up all the way. There's a leading run from Akashdeep looking to play the one-time ball to Sunil. I think this will be Belgian ball by the looks of things. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I didn't think that touched anything either. Akashdeep just trying to soft hand glance it down the sideline. India being told that they're not 5 yards. They need to make sure they get that distance.
Can play ball above the shoulder, which Sunil tries to do. Rupinder tried to get underneath it, but Cousins was there first. There's a deflection chance, beats the keeper, and Belgium make it 2. It's Dokier this time that gets the final touch. A deflection in front of Srijesh, and it's Belgium 2, India 0.
As soon as the free hit was given, eyes up, looking for that pass. It's the cross run. 2 Belgian players, not just Dokia, but in front of him as well. Thierry Dorien able to look to try and touch it back. It's a fantastic fine touch from Dokia as he drives from one side of the goal to the other, off his front foot, angling his stick face.
Comes off for a well-earned break. Belgium going along steady here. A goal in the first quarter, now a goal in the second. Dokier's coming on 18 minutes. India have to keep going here. They have to keep driving forward and keep trying to penetrate this tough line of red lions, red shirts. Here they come again down the right-hand flank. There's the crunch ball in. Finds Sunil in space, gets his feet around it, and there's a corner. Yes, there is. The first of the night for India, and that brings the crowd to their feet for the first time.
It's a delightful crossfield ball. We saw one a moment ago when Vanash had to make a save. Sunil's got his feet all the way round, pushes it in the end off his right foot. A little bit of lift, but nothing dangerous.
What a response then from India. Conceded moments ago, a deflection from Sebastian Dokier to add to Felix Denayer's penalty corner goal. Now India have a penalty corner of their own. They've got Gajinder at the head of the D, Rupinder as well, who can take this, both of them lethal from the top of the D. Can they convert and keep in touching distance of Belgium? 2-0 the score, this to make it 2-1. It's come Rupinder's way, keeps it high and scores! India are back in it. Just a goal separates them now. Rupinder getting one back for India. It's Belgium 2, India 1.
Now there's conversations in the Belgian defence. Sunil's run could be suggested to be potential obstruction. What he's done is he's run off the side of the castle, and in running off the side of the castle he's created potential obstruction. Vanash can't see through him. There isn't any, he's not run into a player, he's just run down the line. The danger with that is if Rupinder Pal gets it wrong, he hits his own man in the back of the head. There is no obstruction, there is nothing wrong with that. That is a brilliant drag flick. Rupinder Pal beating Vanash with pure pace.
Love the reaction from the crowd as well. Straight to their feet and straight back behind their side here. Great competitive spirit as you'd expect from India. Getting one back on 18 minutes. It was literally within 60 seconds of Dokier extending the lead. Now India come again. There's the foot. And there's another. Belgian ball. Here they come through Gunyard.
India now just have to get their head in the right place because they've conceded goals pretty much consistently every time they've scored during this tournament. They get one at one end and then they just relax and go to sleep a bit.
There's Briels. There was a slight third-party obstruction there that allowed Belgium through, but waved on by the umpire. Long corner. And waits patiently up inside the circle. Van Oorbel is also there away to the right-hand side, but Belgium having to come back and They're going to come all the way back into their half, almost stolen away. It's Ramandeep now. There's 4 on 4 here. Sadar just hanging off slightly deeper. Ramandeep drives forward still, inside the circle, gets the shot off and forces the save from the Belgian goalkeeper. Vanash had to get his right foot behind that one. Shot on target. Ramandeep driving forward and getting the shot off too.
It was all because of the work that he'd done. He nearly got tackled by Boccard as Boccard came back. He was able to get second phase off Vanash. Boccard turns and the contact on him in the end. That's a lovely shot, great hands. The balance shown by Ramandeep to connect well.
Stockbrook straight down the other end. And a wonderful tackle from Rapinda, the goal scorer. There's Sadar too with a follow-up tackle. And unfortunately, his first one there, the umpire didn't quite like. Wasn't clean enough for him, must have been a bit of stick involved. So, the restart with Belgium. Good frantic 5 minutes this in the second quarter. That ball out of the reach of the Belgian number 4, Depau.
Players now at the heart of the line to goal. Rapinda Pal, for example, the man who we see now scoring off the top. Sunil running straight down the line to get in Vanash's way. He's far enough away for it not to be an issue, and it's a brilliant flick.
It's Rapinda's second goal of the tournament, and that's swept away by Darren Veer.
Just shows his versatility. The goal that he scored against the Dutch was a low slider to the goalkeeper's left foot, the attacking right, bottom right corner. That one, he's just pulled those huge shoulders of his around the ball, sticking contact and driven it high into the top corner.
Here's danger again, a sea of red flowing forward. Now a chance for Belgium to make it 3, looking for a deflection. It goes the wrong side of the post. There were 2 options there, and I think it was Briels with the final touch on the near post.
It is, and this overlap in the first instance is great, but Briels has done everything but. Bernard gets across, lovely reverse stick, Briels in mid-air, but look at Boone's commitment.
That's all you can ask. Belgium throwing everything forward, showing their commitment. India staying in touch by coming back into this game moments ago. Rapinda scoring from the penalty corner. There he is with a lovely first-time ball. Now that opens up the right-hand flank where they've looked most dangerous coming down. Darren Veer now tucks inside. Can he get the shot off? Pulls it away and saved by Vanash. That'll be a long corner.
For a little man, he absolutely smashed that.
Darren Veer again. The ball comes in across the P-spot this time. Akashdeep and Ramandeep both there. But it was no Belgium touch, so Belgium ball.
Well, this is all about Duran, he's gone onto his back foot. That's 2 back foot shots, and it's a good Vanash left-hand save. Might have been going side netting.
Had to make sure. Boypart all the way down inside India territory now. India look to rebuild with Ragnar through the midfield. That's a hairy ball for Rapinda to deal with. Takes it on the spin and in his stride. Very casual, deflected away, sideline ball. India will look to take the quick restart, the self-pass. Sadar keen to get over the ball and take control.
And it's such a fine line between passing a ball to a marked player who has enough time to still spin out, to draw the attention of the opposite number, to create space behind him to throw passes, or to chuck it to people who are in too much congestion who risk turning it over.
Ragnar opens up the right-hand channel again with Kabaj. Thinks about going forward, tucks inside. And that's where India have looked dangerous, but they have to work back here now. They've committed numbers forward, and that's allowed Dokier here to try and stretch away from his man. Can he keep the ball alive? No, he can't is the answer. First of the ball was Birendra Lakra. Extra loud round of applause for him, a local here in Bhubaneswar, the only member of the squad from this region of India and this particular city, the city of the temples.
Brilliant commitment to midfield defence. 2 or 3 Indian players flying back through the length of the pitch to knock the ball back to the next defensive line. Without that kind of effort, suddenly you're facing 4 on 2 and 4 on 3.
Lalit now. The ball. Sadar again working his body around it to get it down that right channel. Sunil crunches that one across, but takes a deflection from Boccard, the defender. Relentless from India. Can they convert this passage of pressure? Another penalty corner would certainly put Belgium back on the back foot and level things up here. 2-1 they lead at the moment though, Belgium. Here's Sunil. They'll have another go at it. There's an elbow there from Bokar. Did he retreat? Yes is the answer. Ronan Altmans felt there was a slight obstruction there. I've got to say, from up here, did Bokar move?
I'm not sure he did, but Kern van Bunge gave him the decision for third man obstruction against India. Two players getting in each other's way. That's nice skill from Lupayat. Dummies and threatens and offers it one way, goes the other.
Stockbrooks now into the midfield with John Doman. Forward ball. Here is Stockbrooks again. There's a foot from Manpreet. Happy to get away with that one. There's India's goal scorer on the night, second of the tournament for Rapinder. He'd like to add to that goal tally if he can this evening. Meantime, Tapau brings it out. Now powers it in towards the head of the D. Ramandeep.
Yeah, Ramandeep had to go backwards. He had absolutely nothing in front of him, whilst the crowd come to their feet all around the ground with that sort of opportunity.
Veer finds Akashdeep. Tried to play the ball through to Ramandeep. He's still got a chance to get something up into the body. Reverse stick shots and just goes wide. Did that take a deflection on the way through? It's been given for a long corner.
You have to believe it got a touch then somewhere. I thought Akashdeep had won the corner in the first place. Obviously not, wasn't given.
Well, then the advantage played and got the shot off. And India still retain possession just inside the Belgium half. Jinder gets this next passage of play underway. Here's Raganot. This game just really starting to come alive as we edge closer to half-time. 3 goals in it so far. Belgium went 2-0 up. Now India looking to bring the scores back level as we go into half-time. There's a jab away again, and it'll be another long corner. Some good defending from Bokar back there. Gauthier Bokar, the number 12 for Belgium, working hard down the left-hand channel.
And Bokar, a player who's grown into this tournament against Australia in the early game. He was poor, gave away some very, very bad ball deep in his circle to allow Australia to score pretty much because of his error. Now he's becoming better and better and better as he goes and grows.
Raganot with the route one ball in, there's a deflection! And there's an equaliser! India are back in this game. It's Belgium 2, India 2. It's Uthappa with the final deflection touch. So just before half-time, India levelling up. And what about this route one ball in? And what about this goal?
It's a sliding pass, great power. It's the easiest of finishes. Defenders getting themselves static. Superb long drag. It's just angle your stick and let it hit it. You don't have to do anything else. If he'd missed it, you had a Akashdeep on the back post anyway. But Uthappa has driven in, got between the defenders. Altman's delighted.
So they went down 2-0. Now they're back in this one. India very much alive and kicking with that goal on 27 minutes for Uthappa. Talk about making a game of it. Everyone up on their feet here now as we approach half-time. Belgium 2, India 2. This is Belgium now on the offensive as India cautiously break down play there just inside their own half. Cutting off access to this right channel as well. The front line working hard as that ball comes out to Gunyard. Forward and peeled out by Stockbrooks. Has Gunyard ahead of him. And run out of options there as Akashdeep pinches it back and drives forward, keeps the ball alive into the attacking half. Thinks about going back through Sardar. Room out on the outside flank. Manpreet goes to ground. He was just caught there as he looked to support that run of Sardar. Umpire will want this one stopped. There's Uthappa, the goal scorer. Let's have another look at the goal.
It's down that left foot, and it's a defender trying to get out of the way. Van Doren trying not to give away the corner, leaving Stockbrooks behind him with a real problem.
There's some adoring kisses from that young fan for the admiration of that goal. Well done. 2-2 and 2 minutes left to play in quarter 2. Jinder this time, well, there's a little nudge on the way through on Van Oorbel, which the umpire didn't like, so Belgium will have the ball. A good work rate from India.
And those little nudges, as you say, Mike, it's when a defender realises he's got the wrong side of his opposite number, so what he'll do is he'll try and run the same line that the attacker will be running on. Creates the contact. You're allowed to defend your space though, as long as you don't turn into the running line of your opposite number.
Belgium have some room here on the left-hand flank as India try to guard the line to ball, or the ball to goal, the line to ball. You know what I meant. It's been a long day. Belgium 2, India 2. Bunyard back out through Van Doren. This is Loipart. Again, it's Van Doren. Ducks inside his opposite number. Backhand shot. Deflected away by Gabage. Sideline ball for Belgium. Into the final minute of play then, ahead of the first half. Closing out. And there is Tom Bone again floating around in the danger zone, just in front of the goal of Srijesh. Belgium, though, have to get the ball into the circle to stand any chance of getting their noses back in front. Great spirit from this Indian side to get back in this half.
It is indeed, and now what they need to exhibit is not just that spirit, it's a simple, ice-cold focus. Where does the ball need to go? They do not need to try and score in this last 30 seconds, but they definitely do not need to concede. And that's poor. Take it to the sidelines and look for the simple channels.
Bone will fancy this, takes the strike on and just wide of the far post. And to highlight what you were saying, Rapinda giving possession away back to Belgium, and then this was the chance that Tom Bone had.
But it was because Rapindapal had given it away. Tom Bone should have got it on target to make Srijesh do something. But Rapindapal, why make the decision in the first place?
He's got an aerial flick on him, just get rid of it, get it up the other end, and that's exactly what Kotadjit decides to do with the final play of this first half. So 4 goals in it, Belgium getting their noses 2 in front, India coming back into it, and we've very much got a game here. Final score here at half-time. Come back and join us for the second half. It's 2-2. So the troops gather, and still a full 30 minutes to endure for both sides. Still very humid out there. The last game of the evening, the last game of day 4. It's match 16 of the Hero Champions Trophy 2014. And both sets of players will enjoy a 10-minute break now to take on some water, take on some advice from the coaching staff. But the crowd, they've been shown a real game of hockey here. This is how to play it. Chak De India. Go, 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 India. Halfway there. It's Belgium 2, India 2. Welcome back, half-time here between Belgium and India, the final quarter-final of day 4. Who is going to progress through to the semi-finals and face Pakistan? 2-2 at the moment. If it remains this deadlocked, well, we'll go to a shootout after full time. Goals and goals galore in the first half, then 4 to take you through. This was Dinea's first, converting from the top of the D, squeezing it in there past Manpreet to give Belgium the lead. Belgium going ahead on 12 minutes. They then extended their lead with that little cheeky deflection from Sebastien Dokier on 18 minutes. Good vision from his teammate to get his eyes up there and find the stick of his teammate. And there was the reply. In the very same minute, Rupinder adding his second of the tournament and got India back into this. India then flooded forward and put extra pressure on Belgium. There was a real deflection from Van Doren, which helped it onto the stick of Uthappa, who got India's equaliser on 27 minutes. So there we are at half-time, 2-2. Simon Mason, former England and GB goalkeepers, with us watching this first half. A look at the stats and your thoughts on the overall state of the game.
Well, the stats themselves show exactly where we are. It's pretty much dead even. Absolutely nothing to split the two sides, but the Indians grew into that game. They were hesitant and they were a little uncertain in the first quarter. Belgium showed more composure, but the Indians, when they get the crowd behind them, they get on that front foot. They're exceptional at just turning an attacking screw and creating their own momentum and pressure.
They've turned out in their thousands here this evening at the Kalinga Stadium. There's the Barmy Army. There's rarely a game where those guys aren't seen cheering on India. And now the town, or city I should say, of Bhubaneswar getting behind their countrymen as well. So this is far from over, and the crowd will certainly have their part to play. Let's head down pitch side with Debayan Sen. He's got the head coach of India with him, Roland Altmans.
Roland, not quite the freight train start that you had in the last game, but you've still picked up very well, fought back very well from 2-0 down.
Yeah, well, we know exactly what Belgium is doing technically, and they did exactly what we knew, but they do it that good that they still were able to beat us, and that was, of course, not what we like to. But if you come back like this from a 2-0 defeat, well, then you have all the chances still to win this match. It will be difficult. I think it's a very close match, some very attractive match as well. So let's hope that we will be able to score some more goals. We try to change a few small things to do it better in the second half.
Well, nothing to choose between the two teams. What do you think could be the decisive difference? Could there be a shootout?
Well, it's a little bit early to talk about shootouts yet, I think. Huh? Let's see.
All the best. Have a good second half.
Thank you.
Who are going to be the players that you think might step up, Simon? You've got the likes of the penalty corner guys like Rupinder Raghunaut here.
Well, their corner routine is going to be crucial. They'll get 2 or 3 more chances, but for me it's for the players that haven't fired yet. I want to see more from Ramandeep. I want to see more from Akashdeep. It's just the touches that they're missing, the little bit of flair in the circle to support the pace of Sunil. If they can start to bring that 3-4 man unit together, they'll get real outcomes in the heart of the Belgian defence.
Still just over a minute to go here in the sweltering heat of Bhubaneswar. Still hot, humid and muggy out there. Over 7,000 of the locals have crammed in here to the Kalinga Stadium, home of the Kalinga Lancers from the Hockey India League. Plenty of youngsters too, proud to see their team out there, and they really did get behind them in that first half. India going 2-0 down, Felix Dinea and Sebastien Dokier putting Belgium ahead, but then it was Rupinder that got Roland Altmans' India back into this game from a penalty corner. Then Uthappa in open play, a little deflection on 27 minutes, making it 2-2 going in at half-time. So a semi-final berth up for grabs. There is Jeroen Delmy, Belgium coach. 3 penalty corners in the first half for Belgium, who are yet to lose a game in this tournament. They've played 3, won 1 and drawn 2. Finished 5th last time around in the Champions Trophy in Melbourne. It'll be India to get us underway in this second half. There's Vanash, a few important saves for him in the first half. We get set for the second. India to start then, playing from left to right in the all blue and reading messages on Facebook and Twitter throughout the day, the team being asked to bleed blue out there today as well, and they're certainly going to be doing that as they look to try and get this incisive win against Belgium. So remember, there can only be one winner. Whoever wins this goes on to play Pakistan in the semi-finals. 14.5 minutes to play in quarter 3. Here's Dinea, who scored the first goal of the day. Slaps that ball forward now, looking for Coisters, but took a deflection, so Briel's the first man to take it. He can get things underway here with a self-pass if he wishes. Sardar watches that ball across his body, and great composure from the Indian captain.
It was indeed great composure, because I didn't think he had the acceleration over 3 yards to get to the ball that he'd let go across his body. He did, and he ran, he threatened the one-handed reverse sweep, which he loves. He loves driving forward from right to left and then knocking the ball back the other way. It's one of his favourite attacking skills.
These two sides met in the 2012 Champions Trophy. Again, it was in the quarter-final. India winning that game 1-0. There's a deflection! It goes wide of Vinash's right-hand post. It was Sunil that got his stick on the end of it. That's the best chance of this third quarter.
And again, it's that right-hand pocket we talked about. They weren't getting there after quarter time. They only just came into that pocket midway through the second quarter, and now they're starting to go down that side. It's where they've got outcomes from consistently, game after game this tournament.
Aerial ball brought down by Briels. The oncoming defender was not 5 metres, so Belgium pick up the ball. In the attacking half now as Doman comes out through Van Doren. Crossfield ball is on. A little bit more space here for Belgium to work. Gugnard with the ball, there's the deflection, and again, that one goes the wrong side of the post from Cousins. That Belgium's best chance of the quarter.
Just about to credit Srijesh with a great save, but it's not. He's gone out. I think it would have hit him anyway if Cousins has managed to get it on goal. But too much left hand as Cousins has led. He's not angled the stick the right way.
Just over 2 minutes gone in the third quarter, and all the 4 goals that we've seen coming inside the first half as India break now through Kabaj down the right-hand flank. This is where they've looked most dangerous this evening. Darren Veer getting the ball slightly stuck under his feet. Is there a channel out?
And now he needs to be clever. He doesn't need to force anything. As he is, he can win the free hit. He just need to get players in the right place, making sure they're 5 yards from that free hit.
Gajinda around through Rapinda. Briel's interception, and now a chance with Cousins playing the 1-2 to Briels. One-on-one at the back against Gajinda. Gajinda taken to the reverse stick side. Sardar there again pops the ball.
Well, we need to be careful now. I think Sardar's arms were up there. That was an elbow in the back of the head.
Yeah, he has to be careful, like you say. Just popped the ball past John Doman, who held his ground, but Sardar the first to go over and make sure the Belgian is okay.
Yeah, look, as he tries to force his space, goes up there, then it's stick handle. It's not that hard, but he's trying to run through. Sardar's just got to be careful. You can't bring your stick up that much. See, that's a definite impact. But in a different game, could have been seen in a different way.
2-2 as things stand. Belgium 2, India 2. India now in their own half, looking to come forward. That left avenue not been as successful, and Belgium managed to poach the ball back. That's going to be out of reach. Can they keep it alive? Yes, just. Cousins. Gabaj with the jab tackle. Cousins on the tomahawk side. Rapinda now just looks to set himself there. There was a third party from Belgium, thankfully, and India have the ball back.
Rapinda Powell at both ends of the performance spectrum, played brilliantly in the heart of defence briefly, scored a corner, and then keeps giving the ball away.
Excellent work from Darren Veer, made light work of Belgium there as he threaded the ball through. Here he is on the return, looking for the penalty corner. Long corner he gets instead as he looked for the foot inside the circle. Darren Veer takes the self-pass to get us underway. No time to breathe here in this one. Darren Veer again wins the free hit. There was a shove in the back this time from the Belgian defender. Belgium doing well, though, to block up that avenue, and there's Sardar, who's taken a slightly deeper role now on the left-hand side of the field for India. They find the baseline. Can they find a way into the circle? Yes, they can. It's swept away
It's Tom Bone who's gone all the way back to try and create something. Wasn't a pretty tackle. We could see a card here quite easily.
What colour though? It's green, and that's a 2-minute sin bin, and that means India go down to 10 players. Birendra Lakra, the local from Bhubaneswar, gets a green card.
Just shows the difference in success. We're talking about half a metre in a tackle, half a metre in a pass. Bone gets his left hand down really well to create that flat block barrier and create the interception.
Just got a little bit scrappy inside the last couple of minutes, and someone needs to stamp their authority on this one. Oh dear, thought almost there that Van Orbel robbed it off Rupinder and was goal bound, but that adjudged to be a foul, and that man in the sin bin for a similar sort of tackle. 2 minutes. India will have to play with 10 players.
Well, Rupinder needs to make the conscious decision in the next 3 or 4 minutes to not run the ball into contact. That's when he's looking vulnerable. When he's making the nice long raking passes, he's got vision, he's got his eyes up, he can use his reach, the length of his arms to create the pace. He's absolutely fine. Once he takes the ball into contact, his big frame's not turning particularly well. He's in danger of turning it over to Belgium.
Belgium and India, of course, went head-to-head in the Hockey World Cup earlier this year, the last major tournament that they played against each other, the tail end of May, the last day of May actually. And Belgium won that affair by 3-2 goals for Van Orbel, Gunyard and Doman. But India here looking to reverse that scoreline and make it 3-2 in their favour. Under 9 minutes left to play in the third quarter. This is Garbage, ducks in field. That'll open up some space for him. There's the ball, well predicted by Belgium, and now they'll have a chance to counter India's efforts. Van Orbel again drives forward, but India working so hard off the ball. There's going to be another grotty green shown there, and this time it's for Rupinder's challenge, and he now will sit out for 2 minutes. So currently, well, it's 1-for-1 actually.
Yes, the cut in field, that is an ugly challenge. Van Orbel's already gone through the space. Rupinder just not as light on his feet in those last sort of 7 minutes.
Fear not, Birendra Lakra is back on. So India still with 10 players. Still the score's tied. So Belgium looking to hammer home that 1-player advantage. It means that India will have to do more legwork off the ball. They've got all 11 players behind the ball, and there's a diving challenge from Lalit, and there's a follow-up foot off Garbage for the free hit.
And the diving challenge from Lalit, I think the ball crashed into his body, and you've got to question whether the umpire felt that he deliberately put himself on the floor. He didn't, because he didn't give the corner, but the situation.
Players slipping left, right and centre in the dewy Bhubaneswar night. Oh, lovely skill from John Doman. There's another slip, a calamity down there. Somehow they managed to avoid their feet, and now Belgium into the circle. It's all over the place. It's ping-pong hockey inside the final 23, and look at it. Someone get it under control.
It's like when you watch your football match and it's up in the air and it's being headed backwards and forwards, and people get it on the floor and get it under control. It's bouncing and bobbling. And you've got Cohen Van Bergen is talking to the players in the circle, a way out of shot, just making sure shoulder to shoulder doesn't become anything more.
It's John Doman and Manpreet that were going toe-to-toe there. There's a chance, a little fumble in front of the goalkeeper. Who's first to it? It's that man Birendra Lakra. There's the follow-up shot. Takes a deflection. Oh,
He's hit his own feet.
It was an open goal for Belgium, and Van Orbel misses the chance.
But Van Orbel's hit Tom Boone's feet in front of Srijesh. Srijesh somehow managed to scramble it away. The first shot had come in. It doesn't stop anywhere. It goes round. Srijesh manages to clear. It goes out. It gets smashed across. Ends up bobbling in front. He's hit it into Tom Boone's feet with the goal beckoning.
Well, that was the best chance of the half, and Tom Bone unable to jump out of the way of his teammate's shot. Florent Van Orbel really should have put Belgium ahead there. A lifeline for India with 6.5 to go in the third quarter. Now they drive down the left-hand flank with Sunil, who comes tumbling down.
The suggestion there with Sunil is that he was stick obstructing, and looking at how a player runs down those touch lines. If as a defender you are set with your stick across the pitch, I'm not sure how you can foul if your stick is stationary. The player has to be running, the attacking offensive player has to be running his stick into yours as they go down there, and if the body language suggests exactly that.
India still in possession. the key thing here. And they are back up to full strength, all their players back on the pitch after those 2 green cards. Raganaut now forward to Garbage. Garbage with a little chip and chase and into the attacking half. Swivel from Maya. There's a look at the circle penetrations. 10 for Belgium, 8 for India. And there's the conversion rate. 7 shots then for Belgium, just the 5 for India. 2 goals apiece. Helped on, looking for the deflection. Akashdeep's there on the reverse stick, pulls it back and no one was there. Still inside the circle with Darren Veer now driving the baseline, looking for the tip in. And punched away by Belgium in the end. Hairy times down in the Belgian goal this time.
And Akashdeep knows he's done the right thing. He's just tried to create second and third phase play. Exactly right as a forward. If you can't get something on target yourself, keep the ball in the danger zone. Try and create something for a player behind you. What
a game this is turning out to be. India throwing everything forward, trying to get ahead for the first time, having come back from 2-0 down. There's a ball into the circle. Ramandeep gets a free shot off and is parried away by Vanash. It'll be a sideline ball.
Shows the beauty of anti-skill. So many times players have crashed the ball hard and flat into a circle, and it actually makes it easier for the defenders because it's a true pass. When it's bobbly and horrible.
Still India come forward. Sunil this time scoops away from his goal. Akashdeep taps it home, and India take the lead for the first time. Still a long way to go. Akashdeep making sure his teammates know that, but for now India lead. It's Belgium 2, India 3.
And the most important thing right then was his reaction to that goal. India have turned possession over post-goal by getting carried away. Psychologically, that is a massive growth for India. It's a great goal. Bobbly around, it's passed across, it bobbles up, and all of a sudden Akashdeep finds himself in the right place at the right time. Sunil gets the shot, Vanash blocks. He doesn't finish the first time, but there's nothing wrong with the second phase. But his reaction dictates now that India are in control. They're not getting carried away. They can talk about what they're trying to do defensively. Now they just need to absolutely execute a solid defence for the next 60 seconds.
So important. We've seen India in this tournament concede in that 60 seconds, that, well, 1-2 minutes after going ahead. And again, Belgium exposing India at the back, as other teams have done so far. 4 minutes to hang on to the end of the quarter when they can really catch their breath and hear from their coach, and he can settle them down with some wise words of wisdom. Some aggressive defending needed here from India, and well, in the end, India unable to get anything from that. So India come forward. There's Delmi watching on as his side are on the back foot here. Akashdeep, the goal scorer, into the circle, looking for a penalty corner. Still keeping the ball alive and looks for the foot there of Thierry. Sideline ball.
I think he understood that Thierry had fallen over behind him as he came into the D, and he was trying to get round the back.
Darren Veer brings that one down. Sunil plays the 1-2. It's up and probably in the air. It came up, the umpire says, off an India stick. To me, that looked like it came up off a Belgian stick. But there you go.
I would agree, absolutely, Mike. I'm not quite sure why that went against India, but it doesn't matter. The ferocity and aggression and speed of this play is just outstanding from both teams.
Yeah, didn't matter because for a while they had the ball back there from that sideline from Sunil, but couldn't get the slider pass away. Now Dinea, who opened the scoring here this evening, keeps the ball alive through the heart of the Belgian midfield. What a tackle that was from Birendra Lakra. Swept him up and gathers the ball again for India. 3-2 India lead then if you're just joining us. They trailed by 2-0, but now they lead. Their nose is in front, and that's where they look to keep them as we approach the end of the third quarter. Just over 2 minutes left to play in it. Lakra again picks up the ball. Overlapping run again from Darren Veer, who's looked dangerous down the right-hand flank. Doman now tracks him back. India come back out through Garbage. Crossfield ball is on if he wants to, but look at this calm, composed style of play now from India. Raganaut gathers and has Sardar alongside. This is the way to pull Belgium around. This is the way to approach teams, and when you're in front, you have the ability to do that and control the game.
And this is the way to win international matches, Mike. Understand the passages of play, have a real awareness of the effect the crowd can have. If you start to now go into one-on-one situations, little dinky dribbles, the crowd will love it. They'll get on their feet, they'll get excited, but you can then fall as a player into the trap of that adrenaline. India just need to play out to the sidelines, play out of congestion, play out of contact, simple passes, close out the quarter.
And importantly, they are playing stick to stick, no aerial balls. Rapinda gets his eyes up, again just needs to keep possession. It's a little deflection there from Cousins, the Belgian forward, so it'll be a sideline ball. Garbage over the ball with just over a minute now left to play. Darren Veer again keeping control, and look at them just moving the Belgian side around, as you say, controlling it. There's Sadar in the midfield, who is certainly a key part of that level of control. Gurjinder now, 3 players, ups to round them, gets rid of that stick, onwards comes the ball, Ramandeep with the first touch, Akashdeep now, with the ball ahead to make it 3, how did he miss that? That was for the 4th for India, and must have just tucked it wide of Vinash's goal. That was some wonderful play. The build-up play was first class, world class from India, but now Belgium come forward, the last attacking play for them in this 3rd quarter, and what a quarter it's been. Final phase of play for Belgium. Can they get anything from it? They'll go in search of a penalty corner now as they build up the play patiently. The final 20 seconds on the clock. Tick-tock it goes as Leipart puts that one forward. Free hit, which Gunyard will take. Must move 5 metres. Drives into the circle. Rapinda was there. There is the hooter. That is the end of the quarter. And India leads going in with 15 minutes to go. It's Belgium 2, India 3. So can India go on to win this game? A semi-final against Pakistan is on the horizon. There are 15 minutes left of hockey. Whatever you are doing for the next 15 minutes, stop. Get in front of your computer, get in front of your televisions and support India if you're supporting India. If you're watching as a Belgian, well, you've still got some work to do. This, another exciting quarter-final.
You see the last chance coming in. It's a great interchange. All of a sudden, Akashdeep coming across as Sunil runs across him. How he's pulled that. That's a double touch round Vinash's right-hand post. Got too much on it.
That the reaction in the camp. Well, there'll be plenty more chances. Can India hang on here as they listen into the coach? 15 minutes remaining.
You have to be there and they can't sit. That is what they're going to do in this last quarter. 100%.
What will Roland Ommans be advising his players to do here? We've been sharing a hotel with these guys. We've got a really good insight as to how they're working and progressing in this tournament, and he's such a key influence. What will he be saying?
I honestly think he'll just be telling them to remember what they've practiced, to do nothing different, to make sure they communicate incredibly well. When things get tense, as they will, the major players saying, right, calm, think of our shape, think of our patterns, come away to the sidelines. We will attack from 30 metres out in those channels where we've had outcomes, not from 60 metres out and try and force play.
This place has the potential to kick off if India win again tonight and book themselves a semi-final place. Deep breath, here we go. India then to start the final passage of 15 minutes. 15 minutes away from that semi-final against Pakistan. Belgium 2, India 3. There's Akashdeep that eventually put India ahead after they trailed by 2-0. Vincent Vinash and Sebastian Dokier getting on the score sheet for Belgium before Rupinder Pal Singh and Uttapa brought India back into the game. And as we said, Akashdeep, the difference between these two sides at the moment. This is Sunil down the left-hand flank, showing his pace. And again, can just kill a bit of time there. But very much India looking as though they're coming out. Take the win in a convincing win. If they can get another goal up on the board, that is going to settle a few nerves. The reverse stick trap, not the best.
Delightful crossfield ball in the first instance to create the opportunity within that side of the circle.
Well, that's one of the 15 minutes out of the way.
Yeah, touch and run, look up, see the ball in, little flick across, and it's just that missed touch in the circle. It was a great ball from Tamaya.
These sides have met on numerous occasions in all the latest big world events. Champions Trophy 2 years ago in Melbourne, India came out on top in the quarter-final, winning by 1-0. They lost at the Hockey World Cup by 3-2, the same scoreline we're at the moment, but inverted, as Sardar picks up on the halfway line.
Great change of pace and change of direction, threatening to go forwards, checking out onto the back foot, making sure Denaya's long stride can't keep up with him, and then recycling the ball. That's smart, world-class international play.
There's so much progress from India. I'm just casting my mind back as well to the 2012 Olympics in London at the Riverbank Arena, when Belgium won that game by 3-0. Now India really in contention with the world's best. Remember, Belgium ranked 4th, India back in 9th, but Belgium now trying to find their stride and win the free hit just outside the circle. Now our chance to take a look at India's defensive pattern. Some nervy times too, don't get me wrong, there in the Belgium camp. Sardar settles his defensive force, and now Akashdeep working back to try and block that route one goal to goal. And there's Denaya again. This time the ball comes in from Van Orbel. Manpreet will have a chance to counter-attack.
And Bockard's having to go flat out. That's a beautiful ball.
Akashdeep at full stretch, if he can make it to keep it in. No, he can't. That was a beautifully weighted ball, as you said.
It's the vision. The pass is slightly overhit, but it's the vision to see that crossfield ball. 3 times so far, India have attacked down one channel, played square ball across. That's not, obviously it's not quite executed perfectly, but the principle of the support running is exceptional from India.
What have we lost here? We've lost something. It's like
it's a heart rate monitor strap. These players are all have these digital monitors on them, heart rates, so that the physiologist can understand what the heart rates are and how far these guys are running. There's GPS trackers and all sorts. And it was just one popping off somebody's chest.
Thought it might have been a snake. A little deflection there for a long corner. Umpire, well, they might go to referral here. The Belgian player that's gone over. Yeah, they are going for the TV referral. They think there's a foot in here, I think. Let's have a look, see what the umpire says. Definitely going to be a team referral for Belgium.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I got you. Inside. Can you please have a look if the Belgian defender foot was inside or outside?
Okay, I'll send to the Indian.
Sorry, the Indian defender. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, Indian foot inside.
We're looking for an Indian foot inside or outside the D. If it's inside, it'll be a penalty corner.
Well, given that the defence has gone back to set up, you've got to suggest that they already know what the decision is.
Looks like a corner. Certainly from that angle. Not as convincing from that angle, but certainly the one we saw from behind the goal. It looked like a foot, and yeah, as you say, away to our left-hand side. India have already set up for the penalty corner, having seen that on the big screen. It's come off Rapinder's foot here, right in the middle of your screen.
Yeah, it's Rapinder's left foot. He plays across it with his stick to try and clear it, misses the ball. That angle doesn't show us, but the other angle was conclusive.
That relayed down to our umpire, Colin Van Bungie, by video umpire Andrew Kennedy, and we have a penalty corner. It's the 4th of the game for Belgium, and they've got Loipart at the head of the D. Cousins is there as well. Both of them eager to get their names on the score sheet, and India lead here, but this is a really good opportunity for Belgium to draw things level and make a game of it. Cousins or Loipart? Let's find out. It's come Loipart's way, takes the flick, and there's the #1 run from Raghunath. And now a chance for India to counter-attack. It's 4-on-2 if they can notice it. Sardar just makes way. He'll have the chance to put it away. Was there a foot there? No. Follow-up goes in. No! And India extend their lead. It's Belgium 2, India 4. What about that? Straight down from the other end, from the penalty corner. India goes straight back up and add a 4th.
Well, I think there's going to be a video, well, there's a request for video referral, but I think it's too late. It wasn't asked for, because off the #1 runner, the ball hits the stick stopper in the head. Hits the stick off Raghunath's stick, it hits Denaya in the head. There is no appeal. India go down, straight down the other end. Lovely little interchange. It's not a great bit of goalkeeping because it gets pushed through Vanash's feet, and India get that goal that takes them 4-2. But it's the corner down the other end that's contentious. Belgium are livid. But there's nothing wrong with the finish in the end from Dharanveer.
Yeah, there's Dharanveer's finish through the legs of Vincent Vanash. 4-2 to India. What about that? They beat Belgium, well, they might beat Belgium. They beat the Netherlands the other night by 3-2, the world number 2. They're now 4-2 up against the world number 4, Belgium.
And I understand why the Belgian players went to umpire Van Gundy. I get that, because it did hit Denayer in the head. But it was a good, 10 seconds after things had happened, and I was watching to see whether there would be any request. Denayer was holding his head. He didn't ask for anything. It was only when the brains have got in and there's a thought process, you think, oh, that might be something wrong, but it was far, far too late.
And this is far, far from over as that ball comes in from Van Strooydonk. There are still over 10 minutes left here to play. That is more than ample time for Belgium to get back into this game, but not if Lalique can do something about it. Dumps that ball off to the goal scorer, Darren Veer. This time it is Van Strooydonk that comes away with it. So anything left in the tank for Belgium? No, clean tackle, no. Flip reverses it, and does indeed with the help of his teammate here and his official. Cohen van Bungie awards the free hit. Now Belgium come forward again. There's Gugnard that forces the long corner for Belgium. They need to get a goal probably inside the next couple of minutes, I'd say, if they want to get back into this game. Belgium, remember, if they can tie it up here, we'll go to a shootout. Haven't seen one of those yet in the quarterfinals. Reels all the way back out now through Loy Park. And Strooydonk over here on the side if they want to use him. Keetils with the one touch. Interception from Manpreet. Again, needs to keep his calm here. Can he find a foot of Koiters?
Now, what players have to be careful in that bottom corner is the temptation is to put the ball to the back foot and do a long drag through their opposite number, and the flailing stick then is really dangerous. Potentially that's the sort of thing where tempers start to flare if there is that real hard impact. So Manpreet doing exactly the right thing, taking the ball to his back feet, changing his body shape and winning the free hit with no contact.
Belgium, as you'd expect, putting the pressure on here. Potagit has 2 players around him. There's the ball into Akashdeep, gets a little nudge in the back, but plays on as he picks up the ball. Look at that turn of pace from Akashdeep. Keeps the ball alive, but it's forced wide of the D, and it'll be a sideline ball. 8.5 minutes left to play for India. They're 8.5 minutes away from the semi-finals. A match against Pakistan. Wow, that would be fun. Saturday, should they get this win under their belt. They're still some distance away from home, but whatever you're doing, don't miss the closing stages of this game between Belgium and India. There was a little elbow there from Ramandeep. That's what the foul's been blown up for.
Yeah, that's 2 players going shoulder to shoulder. There's a 50-50, and it's a fraction of difference as Ramandeep comes forward. He was just behind Van Orbel, trying to intercept that pass.
Aerial ball forward to Ramandeep, who brings it down, but not under control. Belgian ball. And 4 goals in total for India. Oh, there's going to be a card here.
This will be a yellow because he's already had a green. So Rupinder Pal is out. That's an ugly tackle in midfield. He got his feet in the wrong place and he's been punished for it.
At least 5 minutes in the sin bin for Rupinder, and that means India down to 10 players once again, but certainly for the next 5 minutes, leaving them about 2.5 minutes by my calculations at full strength. Now, can Belgium capitalise inside this 5 minutes? There's a clip hit forward, only as far as Uttapa, scorer of Indian's second goal, deflected goal in. There's a change of pace in the midfield, but robbed, and now Belgium come forward. Doman dumps the ball off to Van Doren, back to Denayer. Little peel inside, and a foot inside the circle, giving Belgium another penalty corner. And this is again where they could be dangerous and where they could strike.
Yeah, there's Rupinder Pal who picked up that yellow card, and it's going to punish the heart of the Indian defence because they will start to tire with the extra legwork they have to do. Denayer finds the easiest of passes into the circle to win the penalty corner. With the clock stopped, it's not even running down the match clock so that they can just waste a little bit of time. Bone is on.
Bone is on and ready to rumble. There he is to the right of your picture, the first of 2 castles. And it looks like Tom Bone is going to take this flick. Denayer alongside him, already on the score sheet. It is Tom Bone, but the ball bobbles up the play will wave on, and India need to get back here in numbers. It is Bone again from a slightly tighter angle, looking for a deflection, and walked away to safety by India. Can they relieve the pressure some more? They think about thumping it upfield. Got to make sure here, better just to run some time off the clock whilst they're down to 10 players.
Stay forehand, don't go backhand, don't try and go across your goal. Just stay in the bottom corner, find the outlet pass.
Van Orbel picks possession back up for Belgium, and they come down through the midfield now with Leupart. Thinks about going that route one ball, but acres of room out there on the right-hand side to change the angle of the attack. India working hard off the ball to deny all access to goal. There's a ball across the face of goal, and the sweep goes wide of its mark. It was John Doman, the captain, at full stretch here.
It's a baseline attack, it's a touch back in. That's a great attack to step across your opposite number to try and create the opportunity to get on goal. It's Kotajit who doesn't move with him, and Delme knows that was a very, very good chance.
They'll get a few more as well, about another 2.5 minutes, I'd say, for Rupinder in the sin bin. And during that time, India quite happy to try and take as much time off the clock as possible. There we go, look at possession.
Yeah, possession obviously fairly equal. India coming out with those opportunities, but Belgium now have to pick the areas they want to take the ball to. India will give them the touch lines. India will give them those wide spaces and let them attack down the flanks. Belgium need to bring the ball, carry it into that centre midfield position, high midfield, to look for really accurate, incisive balls into the circle.
This is where Belgium need to show their class if they're to get back into this game. They trail to India, the hosts. India looking to make it through to second semi-final in consecutive Champions trophies. There's a ball forward. Belgium on the hunt for one more goal. What a tackle!
What a tackle!
Unbelievable from Thamaya, who was back there. Just fished that one away from the oncoming threat. And that ball would have gone through to Sunil had it made it, but Leupart cuts it out. And there's the route one ball back, looking for a deflection! Wrong side of the goal, but it needed a little touch just in case it crept in there near post inside Srijash. Belgium still in possession, and 4.5 minutes now still to play. 4-2 the score in India's favour. Leupart now crossfield ball. Van Doren with the ball, and that's going to be fine. Long corner, Garbage. I think that's 6. Crowd on their feet. Yeah, they are. They like it.
And when India win the ball back now, if they go to the air, Sunil doesn't need to chase the overhead. As soon as he chased that last overhead, he exposes the defence, and that's another touch from Belgium in the heart of the circle. India are not getting man on line to goal. Look, they're not quite there. There's a metre away from where they need to be. They're back marking, front mark that zone.
Dorian Thierry coming close there, but off target, and now Belgium keep their numbers high. Still Rupinder watches on from the sin bin. Still India down to 10 players. But 4 minutes away from making the semi-finals against Pakistan. Australia and Germany are there. India looking to join Pakistan in the semi-finals as Sadar works and weaves his magic, keeps possession. Look at the strength, gives away the free hit in the meantime, and Van Orbel sets off on what's got to be one of Belgium's last attacks. Manpreet brings it down. Dinea fouls him, and again India will have a chance to breathe.
And you just need to be a little bit careful. Belgium going full court press, they have to. Dinea stepping in to make tackles from centre midfield. But if there's any sort of contact, the Indians will draw those fouls and win the free hits. They're playing really, really smartly. Belgium need to commit another man to midfield, play with a back 2, so they get a 4-man midfield and a 3-man front line.
And they need to score here. It's going to be a 16-yard hit, the restart for India. Rupinder keeping an eye on the clock. I reckon he should be on inside the next 30 seconds ago. Depends how severe the umpires have classed it. Yes, he's back on. There we go.
Oh, he's not. They've put Ramandeep on up front.
So Ramandeep picks up the ball there with his first touch. Now Akashdeep. And Akashdeep still now just taking it down into the corner to bleed a little bit more time off the clock. Looking good this for India. Now just over 2 minutes away from the semi-finals. You need to rush down to the stand to pick up your tickets for Saturday, because they are going to be hot property, in big demand, as India look to book their place in the semi-finals against Pakistan at the 2014 Men's Hockey Champions Trophy from Bhubaneswar.
Van Doren has to look long. He has to try and find an outlet pass into his midfield. Denayer needs to carry and look up, get his eyes up, but Akashdeep's running denies him that breathing space. Every single blue shirt needs to commit.
A change. Goalkeeper is coming off. Vincent Van Asch for Belgium is coming off, and Belgium will play the remainder of this game with a kicking back. There is Leupart, who dons on the fluorescent vest. Vincent Van Asch, that's it for him, and it looks like it's it. And curtains for Belgium. Must score here if they stand any chance of coming back into this game, but it's going to take a miracle. India playing superbly here, really composed, calm head. Raghunaut now, oh, lovely skills, wins the free hit. That was magic.
How has a man of his size got ballet shoes on for the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter of a quarter-final? Such dexterity to move the ball around on the end of his stick with his hands, and his ability to move his body at the same time.
Doman comes back and looks to build up another passage of play. Van Strijdonk back to Doman. No way through here. Look at the work rate of the India front line. Ramandeep leading the charge. Sunil to his right-hand side. There's an aerial ball into the circle, and it goes nowhere. Well, the crowd sensing this victory, another historic victory for India as they look to better their Champions Trophy finishes. A bronze was their best ever finish in Amstelveen in 1982, and they have now booked themselves a semi-final place against Pakistan on Saturday. Another must-win game for them.
And Sardar mid-picture is calling his entire defence back to a half-court press. The crowd think it's over, they're on their feet.
Just listen to this in 20 seconds time. There's Denayer with the final few touches of this game as Belgium try and get one back for pride, but they're not going to be able to get two back in 10 seconds. It's impossible. Quarter four coming to a close as they punch that one goal bound. It's Raghunaut who's going to have the final touch of the game. There's the crowd counting down the final few seconds. There's the hooter, and there is the win for India. A 4-2 win against Belgium, and it is India that go through to the semi-finals to face Pakistan. Final score here is Belgium 2, India 4. Wow, what a game, Simon. That really did have everything.
It did indeed. India were poor to start with, but they grew. Belgium fell away. They started well, Belgium, as they have done in every game, but then they had nothing to answer to the sheer discipline of the Indian defence and then the flair of their attack, led by their talismanic captain.
So 4 goals on the night for India. They came back from 2-0 down, remember, but 4 goals on the board, and another thrilling match to look forward to on Saturday against Pakistan. There is your full-time score here in Bhubaneswar. It's Belgium 2, India 4. There's the reaction in the India camp. So India really finding their stride. They took momentum from that win against the Netherlands, that 3-2 victory the other night on Tuesday. They've now taken it into the quarterfinals and beaten Belgium by 4-2. Any predictions for the scoreline on Saturday against Pakistan? They look to go all the way to the final now, and this crowd really is helping India towards the finals. There is the Barmy Army. Again, there'll be celebrations all over Bhubaneswar this evening. Loving every minute of it. What a way to finish day 4. Match 16 out the way, and the semi-finals now to look forward to. And Srijesh there, only conceded 2 this evening. A good result all round, Simon.
It was indeed, and someone like Srijesh was just marshalling his troops from behind. He got in the right place at the right time. Rupinder Pal with a wavy game from one end of the spectrum to the other, and picked up that yellow near the end. But the Indian work ethic, something that traditionally you wouldn't credit them with, suddenly comes into play. Their shape, their structure, that Belgium, who are an established world force in hockey, couldn't break down the blue shirt defence. And that's fair play to these guys. It wasn't about flair, it was about structure and discipline.
Belgium, of course, ranked 4th in the world. They've been beaten here this evening by India, who are ranked 9th and looking to push their way up the world rankings. And they look to better their result from 2012 in the Champions Trophy when they finished 4th. They had a disappointing World Cup earlier in the year, 9th place finish for India, but they are on track for a semi-final place against Pakistan. Goals for Rupinder, Dharamveer, Uttappa, Akashdeep on the night. Well, for Belgium, that loss means that they will go down into the bottom half of the draw, and they will now face the Netherlands, the neighbours Netherlands, as they muscle for rank for the 5th to 8th place playoffs. Argentina and England also in that half of the draw. The other semi-final, Australia versus Germany, and as we now know, Pakistan versus India. Lap of honour to thank this crowd, another capacity crowd at the home of the Kalinga Lancers, the Kalinga Stadium, full capacity of 7,000, all enjoying this moment and taking their applause from the crowd. Electric. Super reactions here, and there is the CEO of Hockey India, Alana Norman, at the heart of those celebrations as well. Thumbs up from the crowd. And there are some new heroes made out there. Akashdeep on the left of your picture, and Sardar to the right. What a chance for the crowd here. They've got their phones out. They're right up against the railings. Look at that. Getting up close and personal to their heroes at this Champions Trophy. We are hoping to drag VR Ragnar over towards Dubai and Sen. And what a performance it was for him and for the rest of the team. 4 goals on the night, 4-2 the final score against Belgium. Let's head pitch side for tonight's Hero Man of the Match presentation.
Yes, welcome to the post-match presentation for this Hero Champions Trophy quarter-final. What a fantastic victory by India over Belgium. I have with me for the presentation the distinguished president of the International Hockey Federation, Mr. Leandro Negre. And he'll make the presentation of the Hero Man of the Match trophy and a cash prize of 25,000 rupees to today's Hero Man of the Match, Dharamveer Singh of India. Raghu, if you can join us as well. We'll just have a quick word with both Dharamveer as well as Raghunath. Raghu, terrific performance from the team, just the kind of performance needed in a quarter-final.
Actually, we started a bit slow and we picked up very well. I think it's a great performance. It's a wonderful performance, to a great step for the preparing for the Pakistan match. And it's a great support. Bhubaneswar, love you all. And we'll get prepared, rest well, and get prepared for the next match.
Well played, Dharamveer, and thank you both of us. All the best for the semi-final.
Thank you, thank you.
Congratulations to our Hero Man of the Match, and also to India. They're through to the semi-finals where they face Pakistan on Saturday. They get to enjoy a rest day tomorrow. The other semi-final, Australia versus Germany. So that concludes all the day's play from the quarter-finals here in Bhubaneswar. But we'll be back to do it all again on Saturday. From myself, Michael Absalom, and the rest of the team, good night.